bronze done. It's now time for the compound women's gold medal match with the European title at stake. Ella Gibson of Great Britain will be on target number 2, and she goes up against the in-form archer of 2021 in this division, Tanja Gellenthien.
Tanja Gellenthien. On target number 2, representing Great Britain, Ella Gibson. The line judge for this match is Katerina Konchalova.
Well, here we go. This for the 2020/2021 European Championship title. Tanja Gellenthien of Denmark on target number 1 will shoot first, and she's the world number 3, just 25 years old. Ella Gibson on target number 2 is 20 years old and the world number 27. First time we've seen Gibson out on the podium this season. It's the 3rd time we've seen Gellenthien going for gold, and she starts the match. Ella Gibson, rising youngster in the British ranks, drops into a 7 to get things off. Not really what she was looking for in terms of a start against the burgeoning talent of Tanja Gellenthien.
More like it from Ella. That's going to settle her down. She's back in the middle.
So the start we've come to expect from Tanja Gellenthien, winning in Lausanne at the Hyundai Archery World Cup. Another 10 from Ella Gibson, mitigating the damage of the 7 that she scored as a sighter. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, you're involved in the British setup. I haven't seen this British coach before. I'm sure he's a new guy for the British team, isn't he?
You find that's Mr. Slosher himself, Mr. Perfect.
He's changed allegiances. He's not shooting for Great Britain now, is he?
Well, the coach in the box has to have the same uniform on as the archer, so he's donned the GBR shirt to stand behind Ella in this match. He doesn't coach Ella. He has helped her before and gave her some advice before she set an indoor world record, I believe. So they've had a bit of communication before, but like I say, he doesn't actually coach her.
Yeah, of course. We're talking about Ella Gibson, who's trailing Tanja Gellenthien, who's had a cracking season. But the British team have travelled light to this competition for obvious reasons. We know what those are all about. And so Mikey Schlosser kindly has stepped into the box to give Gibson some coaching. She trails by 2 as we start end number 2.
10. 10.
Well, good arrow from both of them to start this second end.
9.
Just a little bit of movement there.
Yeah, I think most of her arrows going right. Look at the wind now on the flags on the target, pushing to the right. Ella gone right as well.
Back into the 10s for Gellenthien, though, and now that 2-point lead moves on to 3. Nikki, we talked about Ella Gibson after the first end. Let's talk about Gellenthien this season. It's been a brilliant turnaround for her. Clearly, she's got married to Braden Gellenthien, the US archer, and well, if anything, she's got better than she was before, and she was pretty good before.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen her at the first and second stages of the World Cup this year, making the gold medal match both times. I think it was her third appearance we saw in Lausanne, and finally converted that into the gold medal for the first time. And she said after that match, you know, what a relief it was that she'd finally broken it and managed to get that gold medal. And, you know, coming into this match, I'm sure she's got that confidence with her. So, you know, can she make it 2 golds in a row?
Yeah, and with that, you know, serious improvement in form, she probably came into this tournament as one of the favourites, along perhaps with a couple of the Turkish archers and maybe even a couple of the French archers. But to carry that weight of expectation is pretty impressive.
Definitely, she's pushing for world number 1 at the moment.
Well, Ella Gibson's got a fight on her hands here. After 2, she is down by 3 points. Into the 10s, though. She's got something about her, Ella Gibson, that suggests that she might be climbing the ladder as well here. European silver guaranteed for the British archer, but up against the in-form archer at the moment.
Not far away, just both slightly high. Just need to adjust her sight, get them back down into the 10.
Fancy the wind is playing its part again. And again, it's not very blustery, the adjustment there. Just a little bit over the top, but another 28 to finish on an 83 after 3 for Gibson. Not bad shooting.
10.
And then you're up against a 29 from Gellenthien. That gap just keeps growing. It's now 4 points.
Yeah, she's got this lovely little patch, isn't she, just on the right of the X-ring line, and everything's really to the right for her. I wish she'd move her sight over a little bit and really centralise that group, because you never know with these line cutters, it really could make a difference where the group is centred. But yeah, Ella's been shooting now full time for quite some time. She decided in 2019 to go full time as an archer and not go into university or anything at that point. And she's continued that through the pandemic. Worked really, really hard, and you know, she's shooting some of the best stuff she's done now. She really works hard on her equipment. She does a lot of tuning, so little fine adjustments to all sorts of parts of her equipment. So testing vanes, for example, she'll shoot thousands of arrows to make sure she's making the right decisions with her equipment.
Yeah, well, it's clearly worked here. She's competing for a European title on her own individually, which is something pretty special. Not many archers would get that opportunity. And she looks pretty philosophical about her shooting at the moment. She's not too worried about the overall score. I think she probably knows she's the underdog here. She's trailing by 4 up against the class act at the moment, Tanja Gellenthien. But Gibson to go first.
Ten.
She listened to you, Nikki. She's moved that one over to the left for the first time.
It's good to see. I love this from Mikey. Yep, we see that all the time, don't we? We hear that in their team, and Ella's getting that as well. That's positive reinforcement behind her. Yep, that's a 10.
I think it's as Gibson improves her performance, on for a perfect here. Just dropping into the 9s for a 29, a best 3 arrows on 112, just as she's climbing. Look what Gellenthien does, and the grouping there is just phenomenal. Her first perfect, and again moves on by another point, just eking out this victory. I mean, she's got to be careful, hasn't she? I was nearly called a Jensen, Tanja Gellenthien. She's got to be really careful here in that she can't lose that focus, she can't lose that concentration, and perhaps that win in Lausanne has given her that additional bit of experience that you need.
Yeah, you've really got to stay in the present. What can happen at this point is your brain starts to tell you, oh, you could win this. Oh, you know, we're ahead here.
Or I've won it.
Oh, yeah, I've won it before. But you just got to stick to the present. Each and every arrow that you shoot, just keep your mind on that. Have your mental routine that you go through. Stick with those thoughts every single time. Don't let it get ahead. And it can, and that's normal. Those thoughts might come in, but replace them with what you want it to be.
Yeah, it's an important lesson for everyone that you can get to a yard from the finishing line. You still need to take those final few steps. Impressive performance by Ella Gibson, but she really is up against the in-form archer. I think Gibson will be hoping there is a little bit of a hiccup from the Dane. It will be Gibson to get the final end underway.
Yep, very nice.
10.
Yep,
10.
suitable time. Pause it.
10. 10.
Just spectacular from both archers here. Gibson back on for her first. Perfect. Would be a great finish to this final for her.
9.
Just pushing it out to the left for another 29. So 141. The European champion in waiting is the European champion, finishing off with back-to-back perfect, another 30, and Tanja Gellenthien is the 2021 European champion.
Antalya, 147 points with 2 30s in the last 2 ends.
Right, we talked about Gibson and how good she's done and how well she's done, but Gellenthien really has been the European champion in waiting. She was the favourite coming into this tournament, and she's held off all the expectation. She's carried all that stress with her. She's managed it, and she's taken the title pretty much at a canter, I say, but shooting so well. 3 9s out of 15 arrows. It's incredible.
She just got better and better through that match. 29, 29, and 30, 30, 30. Sorry, 29 3 times and 2 30s. But, she looked better. She was hitting more X's. She was nearer the centre of it as well. Her confidence now is just growing, and I think, we've got a real contender for the World Cup finals there.